Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another session at Data Safeguard. Today, we have a very interesting topic. Our flagship product, ID-REDACT, which is intelligently redacts PII and PHI data in complex data ecosystems. With me, Elliot, our Chief Privacy Officer, Lee, Chief Technology Officer, Bill, our Head of Corporate Sales. Hi, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having us, Damo.
Thank you. So today we'll talk about on the technology aspect. We will talk about the use cases. We'll talk about the client. We'll also talk about our partner ecosystem. In the era of digital advancement, safeguarding personal identifiable information, PII, or your protected health information, PHI, are more critical than ever. Cyber threat persistently target PII, emphasizing the need for robust protective measures. A highly effective approach involves redacting sensitive information from documents circulated within the business environment. Redaction, the process of obscuring or removing PI, prevents unauthorized access and potential misuse. We have a PII redaction product that is called ID-REDACT. This is a cloud-based solutions, empowers every business to seamlessly redact PII from documents in various formats, ensuring enhanced security and privacy. Let me invite Lee, our CTO, to talk about the technology aspect of ID-REDACT.
Thank you, Damo. So good afternoon to everybody. So I'll talk a little bit about the technology. I'm not going to get into all the details because we're not going to give away our secret sauce today. But so a few things here. So our main foundational technology is all based upon artificial intelligence, machine learning. We are an artificial intelligence machine learning company that builds products for data privacy, as well as synthetic fraud, as Damo has mentioned in many other of these events. So talk a little about the technology specifically. So we have a patent pending technology called Cognoscible Computing Engine, also known as CCE. That drives everything we do here at Data Safeguard from an innovation perspective. It is the foundation technology that supports every single product that we've built, ID Mask, ID Redact, ID AML, and others that we will build over time as well. So a little bit about CCE. CCE is basically a set of machine learning models patterned after an architecture using microservices. What does that really mean? What it means is that every single model that we've built, all the functions for those models, both from an ingestion to processing to outputs, are all done within a microservice. I won't get into all the details of this, but think about it this way. So every time we go out and plug into a data source for ID-REDACT, what we do is we are able to take that data and be able to process it and then be able to redact it in its simplest form. And so CCE allows us to be able to do that. So I'll leave it at that and give it back to you, Damo.
Sure. Thank you, Lee. It's absolutely, pleasure to have you every time talk about the technology aspect, and you talk about CCE. These are secret sauce. May I request?
If you want more, I can give you more, but I want to be careful with that, right? So, we have an ensemble model that we use that uses natural language processing libraries, also uses a bidirectional transformer such as BERT, and then we have also using other types of machine learning models to be able to do what we do that nobody else can do. But again, how exactly that works, I will leave that to your imagination.
Thank you.
And Damo, if I could add,
absolutely,
that the reason we're so concerned about data redaction and the reason we built this product in the first place is we realize there's an urgent, essential need to remove and anonymizing sensitive personal identifiable information, as well as healthcare protected information. It's a crucial tool for safeguarding privacy of individuals. And given the globalization of data, all over the world right now, it helps to mitigate the risks that people face. It protects individual rights, and more importantly, it helps protect the reputation of the companies that we provide services to.
Absolutely. I mean, just to add on to that is, it was our personal experience. The founders of this company had the problem itself, PII data and data archives, and not being able to manage it appropriately. It was too resource intensive to go in there and redact it through typical means. So that's why we developed this. And a lot of financial institutions, as well as healthcare, they live at this intersection of PII data and regulations. If a company is asking you, or a government or regulator is asking you to save data over X number of years, that's great. You have to do that. You have to keep the form, but you don't have to keep the PII. The record will stay intact. It is auditable. It will pass the audit when it's there. The removal of PII will remove any kind of value proposition that hackers are looking for. And therefore removing your need to control, giving you back the peace of mind, if you will, of your data source and your data stores.
Yeah, and just to add to that, redaction is permanent, right? I think a lot of people confuse a redaction with masking. We have a masking product too. Obviously, we're not going to delve into that today. It's all about redaction. Redaction is permanent. And one thing that's also critical too, just for everybody to understand, especially with our enterprise product, is that we can go into any data source you have in your organization, and we can be able to, redact that data at very, very high levels of accuracy. And that's part of what CC does, and why we're so proud of that patent pending technologies, because it does it at 90+%. And most of our competitors, first of all, can't do it for unstructured. They can't do it for unstructured. They can do it for structured. They can do it a little bit for semi-structured. But because CCE can actually understand context, we can do it at very high levels of it. And because of the way we process it, we're able to not just do basic discovery, but we also are able to make sure we can redact it at, like I said, hyper accuracy levels.
Well,
yeah, and just to add to what makes Lee's product, it's been quite a technical achievement with its artificial intelligent machine learning, is we realized very early on that your personal information encompasses a wide range of information. And the ability just to manually go through and identify that information in all the different data is impossible. So if we can develop, and what we have developed, a technology that can uniquely identify things about individuals, such as their names, their addresses, their social security numbers, their medical records, their financial information, and other data, whether it be in a database, a data lake, or individual files, and then remove it so that it's no longer available. This can protect an individual from any sort of negative situation.
And it protects the company as well from negative situations like fines and loss of customer confidence. I would also like to add on there is we're very adaptable to any location of the data, but we're also adaptable to what the format it is in. And right now we've basically covered most of the popular formats, but when there's more to cover, we will be there.
Absolutely. Let me touch upon on the partner ecosystem, how we have, and we are building strong partner ecosystem. So we call it Guardians of Privacy, forging an unified seal, right? Or I can say collaborative seal, right? Uniting for data privacy resilience, right? The essence lies in forging strategic alliance, because we can't go alone. We have partner ecosystem, resell, co-sell, implementation partner, your consulting partner, or boutique partner, system integrated. Of course, we will have academy as well, for professional services. We have to train people. The moment will grow further, right? And pooling expertises and resources to build the resilient defense against data breaches. So I will touch upon a little bit more on how our partner ecosystem works. But again, coming back to Iliad, Bill, Lee, anything you want to mention before I talk about how we are actually building a strong partner ecosystem?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Damo.
Super. So let's say there are few components I talk about, collaborative defense, like joining forces. If you are into cybersecurity or GRC, let's say governance, risk, and compliance. So, and this product ID-REDACT, Lee, Elliott, and Bill talk about, right? The redaction of PII, PHI completely. It's not masking and unmasking. That is a different product we will talk about later. So joining forces with a partner like us, the SaaS company, strategic partners, to create a formidable defense against cyber threats, ensuring that a collective shield that surpasses individual capability. Of course, innovation is the key, and innovation hub, like establishing the ecosystem as a hub for data privacy, encouraging partners to contribute cutting edge technology and AI ML technology, that we talk about, and the tools and methodology that push the boundaries of protection, right? And of course, knowledge sharing and fostering a culture of continuous learning is the key, so that we can prevent or eliminate the data breaches happening on daily basis. And of course, our solution should be adaptive solutions, like recognizing the data privacy regulations are fluid, and ecosystem only will be prioritized for the development and adaptive solutions. This ensure our partners can swiftly adjust any strategy, any kind of technology to comply with evolving standard, right? Of course, then we are building a community of trust. So partner ecosystem is all talk about in the spirit of partnership. Of course, it's a give and take, and we will collaborate. We can go and actually, prevent breaches. Yeah. So in this case, what happened? We aim to position our data privacy partner ecosystem as a trailblazer in the mission to protect and respect the privacy of individuals and the organizations. Together, as a guardians of privacy, we can definitely forge a unified shield that stands strong against the challenges in the digital era of data breaches.
Yeah, it sounds like, Damo, what you're describing is something which is forward thinking. It really
Yeah.
points to the future of data redaction, because it's going to have to play a more important, increasing, role in safeguarding sensitive personal privacy as the volume and complexity of data continues to grow, as it naturally does. And I think, at least from my perspective, I see organizations all over the world, whether in the United States, in India, in Europe, struggling to adapt to a data redaction practice that is both scalable, efficient, and effective. And that's where ID-REDACT, the product from Data Safeguard, really comes into play.
Absolutely. Any concluding remark, Will, Lee?
Well, I would just add to what Elliot has said, and I'm sure he said it in some of our other live streams, is that you have to also take into consideration our product doesn't just address CCPA, GDPR, and other regulatory compliance standards, but it also allows companies to be able to redact sensitive information, not just PII and PHI, right?
Yeah.
Companies have a lot of other sensitive data that they need to be able to redact, such as like IP addresses, ports. I'm just using those as examples for tech companies, right? Or even other companies. So our ability to expand how many elements you want to be able to redact can go way beyond just the compliance standard.
Absolutely. If you are storing that from a regulator standpoint, and you're keeping that information, please consider the redaction capability that ID-REDACT has to help you safeguard that going forward, and making sure that you are ensuring that you're practicing the best possible and providing the best possible customer experience that you can.
I'll say one last thing, Damo. So if folks want to hear and understand our secret sauce to CCE, call Bill, call Damo, and we'll talk to you about it.
Absolutely.
Well said, Lee.
You want to hear, from you, Elliot, your concluding remark?
Yeah, I think these kinds of discussions are very helpful. People are in companies who are tasked with coming up with a policy and strategy are sometimes in a quandary what to do. You think of examples, some use case studies, whether it be a law firm, which constantly has to redact information for hearings or public disclosure, and currently uses very primitive, if not manual, solutions for it, to the multinational large bank, which is faced with just volumes upon volumes of personal information that is really no longer needed and is at risk. So it's a good place to start, is to look at ID-REDACT and the products that Data Safeguard has.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is all about ID-REDACT, not only intelligently redacting PII and PHI data in complex ecosystem, but also all sensitive information, right? Like Lee talked about. Yeah. So we have few more products in lineup. We will talk sometime later. ID mask, ID fraud, ID AML, anti-money laundering. But yeah, we will talk about all these products later. But this is one of our this is the flagship product. Rightly Lee mentioned, if you want to be partnered with us, and please reach out to us. And a very interesting journey in data safeguard. And if you are following us, then you must have seen you are seed funded in India as well as US. So we are expanding our growth to India and other Southeast Asian countries as well as Europe. So very exciting journey we have. So please be part of the journey. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bill, Lee, and Hilliard for your time.
Thank you, Damo, for having us.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye. See you.